This is Tara, and I am a math tutor with Tutors with Computers. And today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to subtract integers. And we will be using a number line for most of the lesson today. So what I'd like for you to do is to get out a pencil and a piece of paper, and I would like for you to draw a number line that goes to positive 6, from negative 6 to positive 6. So that would look like this. Here's your line. Of course, we know that lines go on. They're infinite, but what we're actually drawing is a line segment. I'm going to divide it in half, and this is going to be my 0. And then I want to put 6 marks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to label them. And because I don't want to overlap too much, I'm going to alternate top and bottom, so that way we'll be able to read it well. Now we're going to do the negative side. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, I'm going to alternate top and bottom as I label. That way it's just easier for us to work with here online. Okay. Now, first thing we need to know is that when we are subtracting a positive integer, we move left on the number line. So positive, to subtract a positive, we move left. Maybe I should draw it this way. That'd make more sense. Now, when you subtract a negative, you move to the right. So subtracting a negative integer, you move to the right. So, and the first number in the equation is the starting number. Those are some things that you need to know. The first number in an equation is the starting number. And if you're subtracting a positive integer, you move to the left. If you're subtracting a negative integer, you move to the right. So, I hope you've written that down above your number line just like I have. I'd like for you to kind of copy what I'm doing so that you'll have it for your own notes when we're not together. So, here we go. I'm going to move this up a little bit so I have a little bit of writing room. You can see the bottom of my paper so you can see the problems that I'm working with. Okay, our first equation is going to be 4 minus 7. Now, the first thing that you need to look for is the value of the number. Is it positive or is it negative? So both of these numbers have a positive value. Okay? So we're going to start on the positive side, on the number 4. And because we are subtracting a positive 7, we are going to move to the left 7 spaces. So we're going to start with the number 4, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, you count the 0. 5, 6, 7. And we end on -3. So our answer is going to be -3. Because this was a positive integer, it's positive. I should make that a little bit bigger so you can see. We move to the left on the number line. Okay. Let's do another one. Now we're going to start with, we're going to have 1, which is a positive number, minus 3, or -3, I should say, minus -3. We see the negative up here, and remember, if we have a negative integer that we are subtracting, we move to the right on the number line. Now, I like to, this is one of my little quirks in my little mind, and you might want to do this too. I always think that I have a negative and a negative. I have 2 negative signs, and I can use those 2 negative signs to make a plus sign. Now, in my thinking, of course, that means to me to move right. So anytime I see 2 negative signs, in my mind, I change it to a positive sign. So just only in my mind. I don't do it actually on the paper, but that's how my mind thinks of it. So I go from a positive 1 to the right 3 spaces. So I start with 1, there's my positive 1, and I go to the right 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, and I come to positive 4. So if I did that using my little plus sign, it would be 1 plus 3, and we all know that that equals 4. So that's just one of my little mental quirks that helps me to remember which direction I'm supposed to move when I'm working with positive and negative. Okay, let me throw something at you now. Let's do 0 minus 5. Let me put a little box around this so we don't get it confused with our number line. 0 minus 5. Now, 0 is neither positive nor negative. However, it doesn't really matter to us right now because it is our beginning number. It's our starting number. And remember, the first number in the equation is the starting number. So, we're not going to worry whether or not it is positive or negative. However, we do need to figure out which direction are we going to go. Now, we have a negative sign in our equation, or we have a minus sign, I should say. But our next number is a positive integer. So, when we are subtracting a positive, if you'll notice up here, if you're subtracting a positive, you move to the left. So, is that left for you? I guess it should be left for you. Anyway, so we're going to start on 0, and we're going to move to the left 5 spaces. So I'm going to put my finger here on 0, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we come to negative 5. That looks like a 6, but it's actually a 5. There, that looks more like a 5. So our answer is negative 5. Okay, one more. Now I'm going to do this in here. 1 minus 3. Starting number, positive integer. If I have positive, I move to the left. So I'm going to start at 1. I'm going to start at positive 1 and move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. And that lands me on negative 2. Last one. I have negative 4 minus negative 4 equals. Okay. Now remember, we're going to start on negative 4. And we're going to move to the right because we have a negative. So we're subtracting a negative, which means we sort of, in our mind, we're going to think add. So we're going to add this 4. Actually, we're going to move to the right 4. So here we go. Ready? We're going to start on negative 4, and we're going to move to the right 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so our answer is 0. Negative 4 minus a negative 4 would be the same as negative 4 plus 4, which is 0. Okay, I'm going to leave my number line here. And I'm going to give you a couple of more problems to work on your own. If I can get this piece of paper up here. Okay, I'm going to leave my instructions. As a matter of fact, I think I'll hide my number line. I'll just leave the instructions up there so that you can remember those. Although, you should have them already written down on your paper. And if you don't, please take a second, pause this video, and go ahead and do that right now as I write down these problems. Just 1 second. That's a funky looking 9, isn't it? Okay, these are some practice numbers. And I'm going to leave them up here for just a minute. So that you can get them written down. Then I want you to pause the video. Once you have them all written down, please pause the video. Okay, please pause the video. You should have them all written down now. Okay, I'm going to give you the answers now. I hope that you're excited about this. Okay, 1 minus negative 2 equals, with the two minuses or the two negative signs, we added, so 1 plus 2 is a positive 3. Zero minus 3. There is no other negative here, so you would move to the left on the number line, and that means that your answer is going to be a negative 3. Negative 3 plus, negative 3 minus a negative 9. That would be the same as a negative 3 plus 9, which would be a positive 6. Then over here you have a negative 2 minus a negative 2, which would be the same as negative 2 plus 2, and that would equal 0. Now you have a positive 3 minus a positive 8. When you have a positive, when you're subtracting a positive, you move to the left. So 8 minus 3 is 5. And because 8, we move to the left, that would be a negative 5. And our last problem. Minus 6, or negative 6, minus a negative 5. That would be the same as negative 6 plus 5, which would mean that we would come up with an answer of a negative 1. Okay, I hope this is helpful. My name is Tara, and if you have any further questions, you can email TWC, Tutors with Computers, or if you have a personal question or would like some extra help, you can email me at mstutor@gmail.com, and in the subject line, please put math help. I hope that this has been beneficial. If you have any other questions, like I said, please contact us at Tutors with Computers, or you can contact me directly at mstutor@gmail.com. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that this has been helpful. Bye-bye.